So as physiotherapists, we get patients with rotator cuff problems all the time. So in this video, we're going to show you some great exercises that you might be able to use for your rotator cuff patients. If you're ready, let's dive in. Hey guys, Khalid here. Welcome back to Clinical Physio. So before we dive into the exercises, let's start with some really important points of the anatomy of the rotator cuff using our 3D anatomy model. So first of all, we have 4 rotator cuff muscles, which we can remember with the acronym SITS. S stands for supraspinatus, I stands for infraspinatus, T stands for teres minor, and the final S stands for subscapularis. Now, in terms of the function, the location of these muscles can remind us about their functions. 3 of these muscles are located on the posterior side of the shoulder: supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. And so that's one way which we can remember that all of these muscles are external rotators of the glenohumeral joint, because when they contract from their posterior position, they're going to pull the humerus into an externally rotated location. Conversely, the subscapularis muscle is located on the anterior aspect of the shoulder, and so we can remember that this muscle is an internal rotator, because when it contracts from its anterior position, it's going to pull the humerus in an internally rotated position. So whilst we can establish these muscles' individual roles, we should also remember that they have a much bigger role when they work together, and that is to provide dynamic stability to the shoulder. What does that mean? Well, dynamic stability through movement. And so basically, during shoulder movements, these 4 muscles work together in order to stabilize the shoulder whilst it's moving. And so why is that really important? Well, for us, it means that we can think about each stage, the early stage, the mid stage, and the late stage, and make sure we have at least one exercise which tries to promote rotation at the glenohumeral joint, and one exercise that promotes dynamic stability during a normal shoulder movement, such as flexion or forward propulsion as well. So let's dive into some exercises. So let's start with the early phase, and some great exercises for rotation is quite simply external rotation and internal rotation with a TheraBand with the shoulder in a neutral position. The key thing here is making sure that the elbow is tucked in, avoiding abduction of the shoulder through moving the shoulder out to the side. Here, we're naturally making sure that the rotation component of early stage rehab is met. Now, in terms of dynamic stability, an exercise that I really like to start with is just simple supine lying and pushing a weight into the air, a little bit like a chest press. Now, you might be thinking here, hang on a minute, surely this is a pecs exercise. But no, remember that the dynamic stability of the shoulder means that the rotator cuff will be working through any shoulder exercise almost. And therefore, this is a really nice one to start with because it just works up and down in a straight line. However, we can also progress this to an external rotation punch in a side-lying position, as you can see here, where we rotate the shoulder externally before pushing it forwards and then perhaps up into a flexion position as well to get some rotation and some dynamic stability too. In the mid-phase, we might then start to think about rotation with a 90-degree shoulder position. So here are some examples of where we can do internal rotation using a TheraBand with the shoulder at 90 degrees, and also where we can do external rotation of the shoulder with a TheraBand at 90 degrees. We could also do this in prone if you wanted to work in this position, because it's also a really nice position for getting the rotator cuff going. So for the control of movement or dynamic stability concept in the mid-phase, we could use something like a forward punch movement, where we're really trying to progress from the supine position and therefore including more rotation of the shoulder with a standing position rather than just doing it in supine lying. So then a couple of exercises in the late phase. First of all, for the rotational component, we have a row with an external rotation shoulder press, which we're doing in standing. So here, we're performing a row movement with our weight or with our TheraBand before externally rotating the shoulder and pushing that weight up into the air. That long lever extension will increase the difficulty, with the load being harder to resist at end range, and also increasing the rotator cuff activation too. And then finally, we have a bottoms-up kettlebell press. This is a great exercise for dynamic stability. Here we've got the kettlebell upside down so that the weight is at the top, and it means that when we push the weight up in the air, the rotator cuff has got to work really hard to stabilize the shoulder by controlling proprioception and movement. An absolutely fantastic exercise for dynamic stability. And a final tip, depending on your patient, is you may want to include some shoulder plyometrics like these, where you can see our model here catching the ball whilst making sure that quick fire movement of the rotator cuff contributes to stability as well. Great for sporting athletes who really have to move their shoulder quickly with control. So a quick note on pain. One of the key things about rotator cuff rehab is keeping pain under control. So I'd always suggest that when you're doing these exercises with your patient, make sure they can tolerate it. Make sure they're not getting any long-lasting pain after doing the exercises or during them. And in fact, it's really important the patient knows this so that they can guide how much intensity they're putting into the exercises based on their pain levels. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. For more from us, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Remember, you can follow us also on Instagram at Clinical Physio, and we have loads more resources on our website, clinicalphysio.com. My name's Khalid. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon here on Clinical Physio.